Anyway, I'm Johnny DeRolla. This is the Damage Report, or at least the beginning of a day at the Damage Report. Today is a Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays, if you're just joining us now, are the days where we have a sort of rotating cast of co-hosts. Today, very excited because we've got Rashad Ritchie, the doctor himself, host of Indisputable. And so those are always fun shows. Today's going to be a fun show. We're going to be checking in with the latest on the trial of Derek Chauvin. We've got updates on Matt Gaetz, updates on the Republican conning of their base, just constant money being robbed. We've got that for you. And so, and more besides. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. Republicans also striking back at Marjorie Greene, who we'll be talking about in a little bit. So a nice little mixture of bits of news. Oh, and the latest in our series of pandemic throwbacks, looking back on what people were saying about the pandemic as it was developing. So we're going to go back 1 year to April 7th on Fox News and see what Tucker Carlson and Brit Hume were saying about the pandemic then. So you know that's going to be fun. Anyway, nearly 600 of you, more than 600 of you now are here after the update. About half have hit the like button. That's pretty good, but I think we could do a little bit better. So if you could hit the like button, that would be awesome. And before we jump into the news, let's see what's going on in the audience. Mark Bugg says, like the stream, please. Algorithm needs it so bad. Dragon Daddy, I hope you don't hate me. Your picture is better today. Love what you do. It's very appreciated. TDR greater than TYT. Maybe, I don't know. Text Dragon out. Ooh. Don't get me shivved by Anna. You guys always like to joke that there's a woman behind me. It's going to be Anna. She's going to have a shard of glass and she's going to bury it in my kidneys. Rob Shively says, I like picking on you as much as the next person, but the way Anna called you daddy on the main show, oof. Great. Let's see. May Money to Building says, went to another A's game yesterday. It was fine. No one was around anyone. Texas and Georgia are tripping and need to be put on timeout. Hi, John. Hey, May Money. How's it going? Always good to see you there. I will not be going to an A's game or any game, but I will be going somewhere today. And so we're going to give you an update on COVID in a second. But here's my plans. So, supposedly, we are 1 week away from anyone in California being able to get a vaccine appointment. However, if I can get it earlier, then I'm going to do that. And so supposedly, there is a site, I believe at Cal State LA, that has had not enough demand, and so doses of the vaccine have literally been going to waste. They just don't have enough people going to actually give them to, which is its own scary nightmare that people are not excited to get it. So after I'm done with the pre-show and the show, our regular meeting, I'm going to be interviewing Chuck Rocha, which is going to be awesome. And we have our weekly booking meeting. There's a lot of meetings and stuff like that. But once that's done, I am going to be heading to possibly get vaccinated myself with Johnson & Johnson. So if this actually works, I would be one and done. We'll see. It might not work. I might end up just driving for like 2 hours for literally nothing, but maybe closer to normality. We will see. We will see. Wish me luck, everyone. And by the way, this tip that I got was from a tweet, which my wife sent to me. When I went to the tweet to get information about it, you know what I saw? One of the replies to it was someone linking me to that tweet, saying, did you see this? How nice is that? There was someone in the audience I don't even know if this person lives in California. This person came across it, though, and wanted me to know that I might have access to the vaccine. I don't know, that just seemed really nice when I saw that they cared to do that. Okay, let me make sure that I haven't missed anything. Thank you for the good luck. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, so here's the update. The update is, we know that a lot of states have opened up. You can do pretty much whatever you want, once again, especially big states like Texas and all of that. And so the fear is that that is going to do what it's done every other time. 2 other times that we've prematurely reopened, it has led to increasing cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. Now, what we have been pulling for here at the Damage Report is that we will break that pattern. Not that nothing bad will happen. This is America. Bad things are going to happen, especially when it comes to the pandemic, because so many people seem to be working on its behalf. But that maybe, at the very least, we can avoid the deaths. So what are the most recent numbers? Well, the average daily COVID death toll has gone down 20% in the US over the past week, even as the average number of cases and hospitalizations have gone up. So it's still way too high. 745 people died each day between March 30th and April 5th, but that is down 19.7% from an average of 928 people. So look, 200 less tragedies per day, sign me up, I'll take that. However, the average number of daily coronavirus cases grew 2.3% to 64K. So bear in mind, we still have a lot of cases. Oh my God. I read it was something like 500 times what Australia has once you correct for population. And it's higher than like some of the other periods where we were sort of just getting along. 40,000 would be a lot of cases. We have way more than that. And in fact, hospitalizations went up by 2.7% during the same time period to more than 5,000 per day. So that is the worrying thing, because look, lots of people getting the virus is one thing. We have to see, are they getting serious cases of it? And the thing that gives us hope is that people are getting vaccinated. So the idea is that, sure, you might still get it, but you're unlikely to get it really bad. And the sorts of people who are likely to get it really bad are more likely to already have been vaccinated. So the idea is, okay, cases are going up, but maybe the worst won't happen because of all the vaccinations. But if more people are going to the hospital, that's not a good thing. Now, hospitalizations per day are still low in comparison to a couple of months ago. That's the good thing. And maybe hospitalizations will go up, but deaths will continue to go down. The thing, though, is cases have been going up over the past week or so. And we know that there's a lag from cases to hospitalizations to deaths. So if it is going to be another spike, we are likely to see it within the next week. I still hope that it won't happen. We've done a lot of vaccinations. We're doing millions every day. And, even if it goes up, it might not be as bad as past spikes because of how much vaccination there's been. But I remain a little bit worried. And I will remind you, if you can get it, get it. Jonah says, J&J vaccine may be the super socialist serum. That's awesome. I may use that. Thank you. Kid of Boot Forever says, protect Johnny Roll at all costs. They better give you your vaccine. Thank you. Tomorrow's show might be rough if I get hit really hard with side effects. Alan says, I had a Matt Gaetz baseball career. What? Zelgatus Greyword says, am I the only one who, during the TDR intro, when the rapid clapping sound comes in, imagines John smacking his cheeks to make this sound? It is not. Mary Uggermeyer says, first shot tomorrow, so I'll miss show, but it's worth it. No, it's not worth it. Look, I want you to get the vaccine, just not at the expense of watching the show. So just reschedule the vaccine if you can, please. Thank you. Hey, Adrian, how's it going? Cameron Manuel, welcome to Tier 1 YouTube membership. Thank you so much. You have access to those emojis. You've got a little egg next to your name. Thank you for joining us. Jake Fisher says, John, did you know Arkansas passed a bill in the House allowing creationism to be taught in science class? No, I didn't. Not super surprised by it. This is America, as we were told in musical form. Mama Bear Dragon says, Georgia just did away with all COVID restrictions, even though we ranked last, I think, in vaccine distribution. I hate it here. It's so stupid. Georgia is the best of us, and it's the worst of us, unfortunately. It is battleground Georgia. That is where so much of America, like the cultural clash, is happening. Navanoob says, are you moving to the nation of Woznia, drugs/sex? Thumbs up. That sounds pretty good. I've heard it's not happening today, Woznia, so just early update on that. Anti-Christian says, take my mom and declare my S&M Dragon's love for his wife, Boo Boo Kitty F. What? Okay, I don't necessarily follow, but thank you for the super chat. Hota. Wait, don't I normally say that? I say Hoda. Hoda Suave. I think I say that. Photograde of the day, 7 out of 10. Need sleep, but here for the Dragons. Sorry I missed yesterday. Also, it's pronounced Hoda. I wanted Ida to help me. So, okay, I am tired. Need a little bit of sleep, but I did try to zoom out a little bit. That's what Anna did in her pre-show before the main show yesterday, so I'm trying to learn a little bit. Zane says, save Dragon Daddy, hashtag spank me Dragon Daddy. Okay, thank you. You're crazy. Viking Dragon says, I got some extra cash today, so coffee's on me. It's always good to get some fika. Thank you. Again, like I always try to remind you, it does not go directly to me, but I do appreciate that. And Rob Shively says, which cheeks? I was really hoping we would be able to get past that thing. Anyway, okay, let's talk about other stuff. Hey, You want bad state governments? I've got a bad state government for you. You don't even have to travel that far. Georgia apparently doing what they're doing, Arkansas doing what they're doing. Here's Missouri. So, many states never expanded Medicaid because of Republicans, basically. So, all this money that the federal government was going to give for expansion that could have helped people, they didn't want to do for two reasons. One, they're awful. Two, it would mostly benefit the poor, and they don't care about that. And so, you know what they did in a number of states, including Missouri? The voters passed constitutional amendments. They said, no, look, God, we can't replace you, I guess, but we're doing this. And so they did pass that. That would bring health coverage to 275,000 more of the poorest people in Missouri. And the state government saying, no, you're not. They're going to try to stop it. They're not going to fund it. Why? Because it's too expensive. It's too expensive. Come on. Giving health insurance to poor people, it's too expensive. Even though the federal government's going to cover 90% of it. If the federal government's covering 90% of it, and you say it's too expensive, fuck you, first of all. And double fuck you when you find out that they're running a state budget surplus. Fuck you. Fuck you. You've got extra money. You only have to cover 10% of it, and you're saying it's too expensive. And the voters have already said, no, this is what we want. We've already adjudicated this. They put it out to the voters, and the voters supported it. And it's always so difficult to get those passed. But even after getting them passed, the Republican legislature says, no, we don't care about it. We don't want to do that. I know that the answer should be, you got to vote those people out. They're giving you a massive middle finger. But the problem is it's very difficult to do that because of state level redistricting, gerrymandering, and all of that. But you got to continue to try. These people do not have your best interests at heart. They don't even have anything approaching your interests at heart. I don't know if this is to avoid ads or something. They feel like they have to show that they're better conservatives by spitting in the face of the poor. These are your constituents, you assholes. Misty Bauer says, during the AIDS crisis, if you knowingly got someone infected, you were prosecuted. Same should happen with COVID-19. Not sure why it's not. But Glenn Krishner is trying to hold Trump responsible for mismanagement of COVID-19. Yeah. I mean, that was the experience of the last year. Like, how much mental anguish did I experience just trying to process and relay how many irresponsible people were trying to get other people killed, or at least willing to get other people killed for some sort of gain to themselves. And we've still got that. We still haven't gotten past that. Stephanie Cribbs, welcome to Tier 1 YouTube membership. Johnny Potty Mouth today. Well, I mean, what are you supposed to do? My mic is clipping? I'm not yelling. It shouldn't be clipping. Language in the first Avenger movie, he did say that. Mary Hooker Meyer says, okay, I will watch, but still getting shot tomorrow. I will bring iPad with me and try to watch that way. Thank you, I appreciate that. You don't have to do that. So many people are saying that the audio is messed. Why is the audio clipping? Now I'm specifically trying to speak lower. Is that helping? Ray Ortiz says, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you. The Dayman says, hope you get your super serum, Johnny Sliderola. Thank you. Yeah, look, we had a stream a couple of weeks ago where I had problems with my mic too. I don't know what it is. I apologize. Alex says, good morning, Dragon Daddy. You're the best host on TYT. Spanking Spider Dragon out. Thank you. Many might disagree, but thank you for that. McQuackaduck says, hey, Dragon Daddy, got my first shot of Pfizer today. Hope the other can get it as well. Also, my name is McQuackaduck. McQuackaduck, not duck. Okay, I apologize. I will probably mispronounce in the future, but okay. So apparently other people's audio has been messing up too. Great. Nevanoob says, where's Anna's pre-show? She did it live on YouTube, I think, before the main show. So I'm not sure that me actually talking lower is really helping. So that's great. So look, this audio as messed up as it is, I'm going to save these stories for tomorrow's pre-show, but I have to give you the main show. I mean, that's the headline. That's what some people have clicked for, and it is Marjorie Taylor Green, who, of course, has humiliated herself across the country for literally months now. But that is, unfortunately, gold for her. So this is where we confirm, I guess, what, like, we've been predicting this the whole time, right? All of this insanity, the Nancy Pelosi should get shot in the head, QAnon, accuse a patriot, all of this stuff, makes her look ridiculous. And maybe if America becomes slightly more rational, could hurt her politically, at least maybe in a Republican primary, but probably not in a general election if she wasn't in such a red district. But we never predicted that Republicans wouldn't like this. Of course they'll like this, and they have. Get ready for this. Hold on to your butts. She raised more than $3 million in the first quarter of 2021. To put it in perspective, in the first 3 months of 2019, when Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was becoming this huge national figure, she raised $728,000. So about 3 times as much going to Marjorie Taylor Green. And she tweeted, "I'm just getting started. I am one of the people, and the people are with me, and I will always be with them." Nothing of what she's done over the past 3 months has had anything to do with the people. Not sane people, anyway. What do Jewish space lasers have to do with the people? What does supporting the murder of politicians have to do with the people? Spreading satanic conspiracy theories. Trying to get people infected with COVID. What does that exactly have to do with the people? It doesn't have to do with the live people, anyway. And look, I could go back through all the stuff, the transphobic sign, the hounding of kids, every day there's a new thing where she's wrong. She's one of the only people actually speaking out in support of Matt Gaetz. None of that should, and I would argue will make you more popular with regular voters. But that's not what she needs to do. Not to get money. Probably not to get reelected either, because it's going to be a Republican primary where the real battle is going to be waged, and Trump likes him, so that'll help her. In terms of getting money, though, being reasonable, having ideas, caring about policy, none of that makes any fucking difference. Because all you have to do is activate the craziest people. And you might think, well, how many crazy people are there in our district? What do we care about our district? You can get donations from anywhere. Just activate the craziest people from across the country. The 1% craziest MFers will give you money. And they will. That is a strategy that has been very successful for a number of people in politics. Also a number of people on sort of political YouTube and stuff like that too. Just get the craziest couple percentage points from all over. They'll give you money. And that's what they're doing with Marjorie Taylor Green. Now, how this affects us is, and one of the reasons I wanted to raise this is because I want to have, at least briefly, this conversation. I don't think that we have much, we have a few minutes. Is some people will say, oh, well, this is evidence that you shouldn't cover her because she will raise money. And I get that. I get that. And if some people decide there's no point in doing it for that reason, I understand that. I don't necessarily agree, though, for a few different reasons. So first of all, if we have horrible politicians in office, we can't ignore it. Like, even if there are side effects or consequences to acknowledging it, we have to do that. We can't let politicians like willingly spread messages about shooting the speaker and then just not say anything about it because we don't want to draw attention to it. No, we have to. That's what news is about, is knowing what exists, what is true. I'll do a lot of stuff on this channel, but I'm never gonna like avoid acknowledging reality just because acknowledging it might make someone some money. More importantly, perhaps, in terms of not worrying about that side effect, is the Republicans are good at one thing: claiming to be victims. That's what all of this fundraising is. It's sending out email blasts. Oh my God, they're being so mean to me. Give me money. You have to. Or alternatively, I'll punch them in the face if you give me money. And here's the thing about both of those strategies: they can do them whether we talk about them or not. Maybe they're a little bit more effective when we talk about them. Maybe, but I'm not even necessarily convinced that that is true. They can claim to be victims no matter what. Don Jr. was just on Newsmax saying, you know, if they're not trying to cancel me 50 times a day, I wonder what they're plotting against me for. First of all, think about how conspiratorial a state of mind that is. But he claims to be canceled 50 times a day. It doesn't actually exist. It doesn't actually happen. They will come up with reasons. A negative response to a tweet is cancellation to them. So with Marjorie Taylor Green, she's going to do that no matter what. And the thing is, all of that money means that she's got a lot of money to run ads and everything. But the thing is, like that, the power of that is being able to define yourself to the voters. We're also trying to do that. We're trying to make sure that people know who she is and make it so it's as difficult as possible for her to run from that. Now, she might live in so red a district that it doesn't matter. Like, they can know who she is and they can like it. That's possible. But let's have that fight. Let's see. Let's have her actually run on who she is. And who she is what she believes and what she says. Not really what she does anymore. She's not even on committees. So think about that. People donating millions of dollars to someone who almost literally can't even do anything in Congress. And the fact that she got that money is worrying. What it says about the American people, I don't like any part of that. But again, it's real. And so we can't run from it. We just can't. We have to acknowledge reality. It's super uncomfortable. And I know that I lose people. Some people, even in the audience right now, might not like that. That and a variety of other things that I cover that is not popular, but that's what it is. If you just want to listen to a person tell you that everything you believe is awesome and you're the best and your hair is very soft, there are YouTube channels designed to do that have identified an audience and they just come whatever they want. Doesn't matter what happens. Doesn't matter. Just give them what they want. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be nearly as popular as them for that reason, but we're not going to do that. And so she has raised a ton of money. That is a reality that we need to understand. And then we can learn from it and we can adapt based on that. That's what we're going to do. I don't know if you heard any of that because maybe the audio is really bad still. Stan says, shout out whoever gifted me a sub during Wozniak. That's awesome. Glad to hear that. Some people are saying the sound is good now. The crack has run out. Well, that's good. We needed less crack here on the channel. BC Trumpet says, got the vaccine yesterday, but my job says my side effects are symptoms and I can't go back to work until I'm symptom-free for 72 hours. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, look, when you get the vaccine, you're not immediately protected anyway. It takes time to sort of spool up your immune system. So take the 72 hours. Okay. Emily French says, didn't know pre-show was members only. In the queue for TDR with John and Rashad. Wait, the pre-show isn't members only. Emily, well, it looks like you are actually a member, but no, the pre-show's not members only. Anybody can watch, anybody can comment, all of that. Non-Human says, the scheme is all over. Rich people financing psychos, politicians to spread distrust and BS. It is not new, it is not only US. Yeah, that's basically what we're seeing there. JL says, hi, John. Have you heard about the reaction some people had in Colorado and they closed down giving shots? I'm scheduled next Thursday, so here's to us. I hadn't actually seen that. There are reactions to the vaccine. That does happen. May Money to Building says, just so you know, we'd be friends now, John. I hope you get the vax today. I think me and the hubs are coming up on ours too soon. That's great. Thank you. I do appreciate that. And I hope that you do. Okay, everybody. We're almost to the end of this pre-show. Sea Salt Chip says, have you seen any of Mike Huckabee's hot takes on Twitter lately in response to Corp's criticizing Jay's voting law? A contender for garbage person? Maybe. He's just so lame and so corny. Maybe. We've almost talked about him recently. I just don't like him. Jason R. says, problem with MTG is she's basically a televangelist preacher that got elected to public office. It's terrifying. That is totally accurate. That is her appeal. Eileen says, middle-aged dragon mama got the J&J on Saturday. Just headaches and tiredness for 2 days. It was worth it. I think so. I'm glad to see that. I hope that I don't. I'm actually moving on Saturday, so I really hope that I'm not super worn out thanks to that. But we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that light, I turn it off. It does turn back on, so it's probably the ghost doing it. I do try to get rid of the light issue. But anyway, we're done with this show, but we've got a full hour with Rashad Richey, which is going to be so awesome. No, you're not going to want to miss it. We've got this great ad targeting Marjorie Taylor Green. We'll see if that's effective. We've got the latest on Derek Chauvin, Joe Manchin, a whole Tom Cotton, a whole bunch of people. Don't even worry about it. It's going to be awesome. So hopefully I'll see you there. Whether you stay here on YouTube, you head over to twitch.tv/TYT. Thank you in advance. I'll see you then.